Hello, this is Sarah Estelle and welcome to my Scorpio New Moon Essences presentation, where I'm sharing with you flower essences from ranges from all around the world that can help with this Scorpio New Moon alignment, and also in general with Scorpio type energies. So the Scorpio New Moon is exact on the 4th of November 2021 at 21:14 UK time. If you'd like to join me for my own Manifesting with the Moon New Moon alignment, that takes place on the 5th of November, Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. And yes, you can watch a replay. So let's first of all just explore Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is very intense. It's no surprise that the Scorpio new moon happens at approximately the same time as Samhain, which is also when we celebrate Halloween. So it's when the veils get very thin between the worlds, and it's a time when we see the seasons change, and here in the Northern Hemisphere everything starts to go from late summer to definite autumn winter temperatures. So the leaves are falling, everything is changing, the trees are becoming bare, and we can actually start to see what is underneath. So this is the Scorpio message. We get to see what is underneath the leaves, what is behind the flowers. We get to see the bits of us that sometimes we call the shadow, and sometimes the bits of us where we tend not to want to go. But this is the season that asks us to go there. And when we embrace our feelings, when we embrace these darker parts, then I have also always personally found that my life works much more smoothly. So we're dealing with very underworld Pluto type energies, and we're dealing with a balance of whether we are magnetic, i.e. that things come to us easily, or controlling, and we're seeing a lot of that in the world outside, or whether we allow ourselves to transform from autumn to winter, or whether we control things, and again we've got lots of outpicturing of that, and we try to keep things in a status quo. We stop transformation. So let's look at some flower essences that can help us at this time. Now there are many essences that could do this, so these are just a few. So you have already been looking at the beautiful Scorpio flower, the Chory flower, excuse me. This is from the batch range of essences, so really easily available. So chicory is the flower from the batch range that really helps us when we get very focused in on one thing, one project, one person, and we pour all of ourselves into it. This is very Scorpio personality, very intense. And it can be very controlling of the person, the situation, or a project. You know, we get our kind of like real hooks in it and we can't let it go. So this beautiful sky blue flower, here in southwest France we see the meadows of them. They're gorgeous. Really allows us to lighten our focus, to expand our focus, just like the blue skies, just to kind of lift that heaviness, lift, literally like a ray of light that's got very intense. It allows it to grow bigger so that we can bring in more love, more expansion, and more, essentially lessen our need to control. And the opposite of that is allowing the other person, the other project, the situation to be who they wish to be. So it's a very beautiful essence. The next one is also a batch range. This is holly. So we know the holly leaf. We're maybe less familiar with a holly flower, which is white. Holly is the batch essence that's known for anger. So we all felt that emotion. It's not an emotion that we like to feel. Of course, its polarity is love, and it's often said that when we are in that vibration of hate or envy or jealousy, we are literally a heartbeat away from the energy of love. So if there is any forgiveness coming up for you, where you're needing to forgive yourself or another or a situation, holly is your friend. It's quite a powerful essence, so treat her with huge respect. This particular cycle, 2 essences have come up from a range that are maybe less well known here in Europe anyway, but this the range is the Flower Essence Services, or FES. And we focus on this range in the Flower Essence Diploma that I have the honour to run, and the other essences as well, the other ranges here you can also find there. So this is Pink Monkey Flower. So just take a minute to look into her heart. You can see in that opening she goes very, very deep. So this is a flower that's really useful for us where we have any reluctance to go into the depths of who we are. Remember how I spoke about when the petals drop, when the leaves drop, what we're left with is the skeleton, the bare bones. It's the same with us. If we allow the facades to fall, what often we might feel inside is shame and guilt and darkness and feelings that we really, really don't want to embrace. So this flower allows us to embrace that side of ourselves and to go deeper into ourselves, where always we will only find self-love. Scorpio is a sign, an energy which is connected to the water element. So anytime we can dive deep with our feelings, it's always going to bring blessings. This is also one of the FES essences. This is Quince. Beautiful flower. We have one in our garden here in France. Quince is all about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within. So the masculine energies would be something which is more controlling and more direct. In its balanced form, it might be discipline, helping people understand that sometimes certain things need to be done in certain ways, gentle holdings, and the more feminine side, which is the nurturing, gentleness, the feeding of it. So quince helps us to see, and there's a beautiful sentence that I'd like to read to you from the FES book that says, the soul learns through the quince essence that real power can be loving, and that true love also empowers. So we come back again to love as being our way forward. So this is another range that we also look at in the Diploma in Flower Essences that I run. This is Eagle from the Wild Earth Animal Essences. This is a range of essences that don't include animal parts in any way. They're made shamanically. Beautiful range. So as opposite to the chicory personality that focuses in and is very intense, single-pointed focus, the eagle teaches us to fly high and see the bigger picture. So we're going from that place of single-point focus, very chicory, very Scorpio, to let's just see the bigger picture. So it's the opposite polarity. So if you're feeling a need for more freedom, more expansion, more air, then eagle may be very helpful for you. And not in a dissimilar way, this beautiful being with wings. This is butterfly. Scorpio is all about transformation. This time on our planet, we're transforming from an old earth to a new earth. And here is butterfly teaching us that all things transform from the caterpillar through the chrysalis and out into beauty. So at this place on our planet, we're still in the chrysalis as a planet. You may well be in a chrysalis space as part of who you are, and that can bring up many dark feelings that we try to avoid. But when we know what they are, then it's so helpful, and that is my wish from sharing this with you today, that the messages of nature will help you find your way forward. So thank you for being with me today. If you'd like to know more about how you could become a flower essence practitioner and help others with nature as your guide, and most importantly transform your life in the process, you're very welcome to visit my website, sarahestelle.com. Until next time, very many beautiful new moon blessings.